Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to send all praises and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Makah, Kadash. This is your brother Kabash coming at you with another lesson from Fort Lauderdale. And today I want to get into we were scattered. We were scattered. And when I say we, I mean the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Not you so-called, but you 12 tribes of Israel. Okay. Now, particularly, I'm gonna get into the Negroes. Okay. All right, and talk about the transatlantic slave trade. All right, and I'm gonna get into some Bible verses also. The Atlantic slave trade or transatlantic slave trade involved the transportation by slave traders enslaved African people. Well, we're not African, we're Hebrew Israelites, mainly to the Americas. The slave trade regularly used the triangular trade route in this Middle Passage and existed from the 16th to the 19th centuries. The vast majority of those who were enslaved and transported in the transatlantic slave trade were people from Central and West Africa who had been sold by West Africans to Western European slave traders, with a small number being captured directly by slave traders in coastal raids who brought them to the Americas. The South Atlantic and the Caribbean economies were particularly dependent on labor for production of sugarcane and other commodities. Yeah, man, cotton, sugar. I know cotton was real big back in them days too. Um, it says this was viewed as critical by those Western European states, which in the 17th and 18th centuries were vying with each other to create overseas empires. And then you can finish reading some of that. But let's go into some scriptures here. Now, when you look at the top here, you have a ship, okay, a diaphragm of how the slaves were put on the ship, okay. Now, when you go into let me see here if I can find that verse. It says you will come into Egypt again on ships. What if you're paraphrasing? Let me see if I can find that. I just had it. Hold on one second, Rakim. Okay, I got it. Deuteronomy. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Deuteronomy 28, chapter 68. No, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way of I spake unto thee. Okay, and you can see the ship right here. Okay, so in the article it says the vast majority of those who were enslaved and transported in the transatlantic slave trade were people from Central and West Africa who had been sold by other West Africans to Western European slave traders. Okay, now we were the ones who were sold. Okay, all right, and you Negroes. Okay, you Negroes, Benjamin, Levi, Southern Tribe was sold, and we were transported to the Americas, Caribbean. You know, okay, and that just comes to show you, looking at this diaphragm right here, that diaphragm correlates with Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Okay, and this little sign right here also correlates with Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Let me start at the top of verse 68 again. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way of I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. There shall be sold unto your enemies for bondwomen and bondmen, and no man shall buy you. Look at this. It says to be sold a cargo of 94 prime healthy Negroes consisting of 39 men, 15 boys, 24 women, and 16 girls. Okay? So it says you shall be. It says and there you shall be sold unto your enemies. And who's your enemy? Esau. Okay, our Esau. I mean, not our Esau. Our enemy is Esau. Okay. All right. Now let's go into some other verses as well. All right. All right. Now let's go to since we're still in the book of Leviticus, let's just stay with Leviticus 26 and 46. Let's see, 26. What was it? 26. Oh no, that's Leviticus. Deuteronomy 4 and 27. Okay, this is the book of Deuteronomy 4 and 27. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. Okay, and there you shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear nor eat nor smell. Okay, you see that today, man. These you have some of these Catholicism, they worship in the stone, Buddha, and I know you have different denominations of Buddhists, but at the end of the day, it's still, an abomination to the Lord, man. You worship in the statue, bowing down to statues. Look at the Muslims; they bow down to the rock. I believe it's the rock of Mecca. I don't know if I'm right, but that rectangular thing, they worship. They walk around, and then they, worship it or whatever. I think that's the rock of Mecca. I'm not sure, you know. But nah, man, wood and stone, man. People worship the cross. They look at the cross, and then that you got that you have that statue of Chesire in Brazil, and um, lightning hits that thing many times, and they still got to repair it, But the only reason they're keeping that is for tourism, tourism, you know. Um, Look at the Catholics. Catholics worship the Virgin Mary, and they kiss the priest's hand and all that stuff, and a whole bunch of abomination, man. And that just comes to show you. It says, "And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear nor eat nor smell." So you just worshiping an earthly sculpture. It comes from the earth. Why would you want to do that? You want to worship the one that created the material for that earth, for that statue. Okay, you don't want to worship wood, stone. It can't do nothing for you. All right, and that's why the Most High scattered us, man, because we went off. We started worshiping other gods. Okay. And it says in verse 27, "And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and you shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you." And it says, "And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear nor eat nor smell." You know? But yeah, man. Let's go into, let's see, you got Deuteronomy. Okay. Deuteronomy, okay, I think I read that one. Did I read Deuteronomy 28? Let's go what Deuteronomy 28. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 63. "And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoice over you to do good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you. and to bring you to naught. And you shall be plucked from off the land whither you go possesses it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth to another, to the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor father have known, even wood and stone. So the Most High told us that we were going to be transported to another land, a strange land, and we're going to go off. And he said it. Okay, and it's happened. It's still as far as worshiping other gods, that's still going on right now. Our people got into Muslim, Hinduism. Our people are into Christianity. Buddhists. Worshiping other gods, man, and that's not cool. But the Most High said that would happen. Okay, He said that would happen, and that's why we're in the condition we're in right now. We're scattered among the nations, and plus we're under the curses. Okay. Let's bring out some more scriptures. Okay. When you go down to verse 64. No, let's go down to verse 65. Deuteronomy 28, chapter 6. Deuteronomy 28, verse 65. Among these nations shall thou find no ease, neither shall thy sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee a trembling heart, falling of eyes, sorrow of mind. Okay? And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. Okay? Think about it. Back in the day, and that refers to today too. There's a verse that comes to mind, worth a paraphrasing: "Cursed shall thou be when I goest in, cursed shall thou be when I goest out." Okay? Especially with the so-called black man, you go to work, you don't know if you can get pulled over by the police. You don't know if you can get, pulled over and fit the description of a criminal. And then when you come home, same shit. And then you go to the store, people don't want to treat you right sometimes because you're a so-called black man. You can get accused anytime. All it takes is one, probably just a white girl, white woman, or whatever, Edomite saying, "Oh, that guy did such and such," and the police are going to integrate the hell out of you. And back in the slavery days, man, you didn't know what that slave master was going to do, or the slave master's tenants. The slave master's tenants can be like, "Come here, boy, we're going to hang you right now," just because he was drunk, or rape your wife, or rape one of your, your girls, one of your daughters, even the men, you have no rest. Even today, man, you have no rest because you don't know what Esau's up to nowadays, and back then either. Okay. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel. The book of Ezekiel. Well, actually, no. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel 36 and 36 and 16. Moreover, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it by their own way and by their doings. Their ways was before me as an uncleanness, as uncleanness of a removed woman. And when you go in the scriptures, Israel is referred to as a woman, man. It's referred to as a woman, not because we're a physical woman, but because we're the Most High's glory. And a man's glory is his woman. So think about it. If your woman is defiled, man, what you going to do, man? You're going to be upset. You're going to be mad. That's why the Most High scattered us among the heathen and among the nations, because he was upset with us, man. It says by their own way and by their own doings, their way was before me as the uncleanness of a removed woman. Let me start at the top. Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their land, they defiled it by their own way and their own doings. Okay, and we went off. We just went off point blank. Okay, and this is the consequence for doing being wicked, man. It says um, when you go down to verse 18, it says, "Wherefore." Well, I'm gonna get into that, but I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go back to 18. Ezekiel 36 and 18. Wherefore I poured out my fury upon them for blood. Okay, that they had shed upon the land for their idols, wherewith they had polluted. Okay, so we were worshiping idols, worshiping idols and doing all kinds of foolishness, man. And let's go down to verse 19. So for going off, this is what the Most High did to us. It says, "And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries, according to their way, according to their doings, I judged them." So having us scattered among the nations was one of the ways that the Most High judged us. Okay, all right, and let's go to James. Just bring another precept. Let's go to James. Let's see here, James. Chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of Yahweh, and of the Lord, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Okay, so that also proves to you that the Hebrew Israelites were scattered among the nations. Okay, you so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and this applies to us. It doesn't apply to those Jews, Amalekites that in the synagogues, man, the synagogues of Satan, man. This does not apply to them. When you look on this picture right here, if these curses are if the scriptures that I'm reading right now refer to them, then this picture right here would have two white men on them. It wouldn't be painted black, and we are not black anyway. We're Black American. I mean, we're Hebrew Israelites. Okay. All right. Let me bring out one more verse. Well, yeah, I brought it out before, but we'll bring it out one more time. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 68. "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships." Okay, let's go back to that. You can see the diaphragm right here. "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships." Okay, it doesn't. Now when you go into that word, he basically, the Most High is describing you, saying that you will go back into captivity. Okay, all right. It's not talking about the country of Egypt. It says, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships." Okay, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies. Okay, look at this. You see the sign? To be sold. That's the spirit, to be sold. All right. The Europeans sold us, man. They traded us like a commodity, man. But that's all right, because hey, the heathen will be given to us as an inheritance in the kingdom. Okay. All right. But Lord willing, that lesson was edifying. Shalom, and all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, Barak Tham. Shalom.